Now, not long ago, we went over a list of things you shouldn't eat before working out.
Yes.
It was a very good, helpful list. Though I have to say I learned the hard way that chips and queso, followed by enchiladas, are not good foods to eat before working out. I guess those foods weren't on the list because, it's pretty obvious you probably shouldn't do that. Obvious to most people. It wasn't obvious to me, I guess. But we have a stack of envelopes here.
Yes.
And in these envelopes are questions. Questions about things you shouldn't do before you work out. Such as, don't eat cheese and enchiladas. But the way this works is, I will hold the envelope to my head. I will magically ascertain the answer to the question. I will then open the envelope and share the question.
Yes.
So may I have the first envelope, please? Wetsuit. The answer is wetsuit. Here's the question. What does a dumb businessman have when he leaves his windows down at the car wash? That would be a dumb businessman. That is the wrong time to have the window down. Now, does that also mean he has the window up at the wrong times? Wouldn't that also cause problems?
Yes.
Like, I bet he can't ever get his order right at the drive-thru. Because the window's up. Or he thinks every movie at the drive-in theater is a silent film. We're obviously talking about water here. You don't want to guzzle too much water before working out. That doesn't mean you can't drink any. Just don't overdo it. You might end up with a really full feeling, and that can hinder the workout.
Yes.
Ted knows this because he drank a lot of water during that one time that he worked out in August of 1982. If you're going to drink a good 16 to 20 ounces of water, it might be best to do it 2 or 3 hours before you start the workout. Maybe limit it to 8 ounces. You could limit the amount of water you drink 20 minutes before you start working out to about 8 ounces. So no more than about 8 ounces 20 minutes before you start working out. If you're going to do more, you need to wait longer. May I have the next envelope? The answer is Betty Bye. Betty Bye. What do you say to your Betty when you drop it off at the airport? This is obviously something to do with sleeping. Have you ever taken a power nap?
Yes.
How long? Oh boy. 30, 40 minutes? What, longer? An hour? 2? I think you're confusing the word power nap with what the rest of us call sleeping. Normal people might take a power nap of about 20 to 30 minutes to recharge, which sounds like a great idea before you work out. However, it is recommended that you don't let it last much longer than that, because if you do, you could actually wake up less recharged, because you're more tired and lethargic. Or in Ted's case, you notice it's the next day. Next envelope. Pulled strings. Pulled strings. Name one of the ways Pinocchio can injure himself. Because, if one breaks, then that leg or arm can't move and, just in case you were wondering about the joke. So here's the point. I can't tell you how many times before I worked out I decided to stretch.
Yes.
It was just part of the routine. It was something I thought you were supposed to do. You stretch before you work out. But now, many personal trainers recommend that you don't stretch before a workout, especially static stretches. I did not know that. This is especially true if you plan to work out with weights, because if cold muscles are stretched, it could lead to injuries, like pulled or, strained muscles. Instead, it is recommended that you do things that are more consistent with warming up, like walking or jogging or light aerobics. At that point, your body's warmed up, and it's ready for what's next. Very interesting.
Yes.
Now I have in my hand the last envelope. May a car-sick llama ruin your baked potato soup. The answer to the question is Run DMC. Run DMC. Name a computer command that will do absolutely nothing. I have to say, I've never tried to run that command. Now I know not to. Actually, the key word here is running. It's not a good idea to overdo cardio if you're going to lift weights, because it can break down muscle tissue. So don't overdo it if you're going to work on building your muscles. If your goal is to do something else, like give yourself a good fitness routine or work on strengthening your bones, it shouldn't affect you in a negative way. In other words, it's not as worthless as a Run DMC command on your laptop.